I've always loved the Godzilla movies and shows like Power Rangers, any kind of kaiju, sentai, Japanese sci-fi. And a while ago I found these in a bargain bin. That's the complete first season of Ultraman. Great show, a lot of fun. For all ages, really. And I was really happy to watch these. I got through all the episodes really fast, and then I went to go look for the next series, and couldn't find it because they're all in Japan, at least the older ones, and they never got moved over. No one ever thought to put subtitles on them and let us North Americaners see them. So finally, like a bajillion years later, I finally got this Ultra 7. Thank God someone decided to bring it over. You know who? Shout Factory. Yeah, I love these guys. They're always releasing DVDs of obscure foreign films and TV series. They're great, but I'm rambling. I guess what I'm getting at is I really like Ultraman a lot. I'm more of a new fan than an old fan, but I don't think that really affects my opinion of things. Yeah, I think I'm perfectly qualified to say that Ultraman for Super Nintendo sucks balls. I heard bad things about this game, but looking at the screenshots, I just couldn't believe it. It looked so colorful and fun, it looked like it captured the feel of Ultraman perfectly. Granted, the game isn't actually based on the old Tsuburaya series that we all know, it's based on Ultraman Toward the Future. It was okay, but it only lasted like 12 episodes. It had nothing on the original's appeal. But that doesn't really matter because the concept is still in place. It's a giant, like, alien that kind of looks like a robot kicking monster butt. That's all you need for a good Ultraman game. At least that's what I thought. When you first start the game, you get the impression it might actually be good. It looks like Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter or any other kind of 2D fighting game. You got Ultraman on one side, and you got a monster on the other side. You can pull off different moves and beat them down. And a nice touch is, you can't just beat them to death. You have to beat them down to a certain point and then use your super beam to destroy them. That's classic Ultraman, and it's a lot of fun. There's a bar on the side that fills up over time. Each stage allows you to do a different special, and once it reaches the end, you get to use your beam. This adds a level of strategy, and it's kinda cool, I guess. It means you have to be careful when you use your special moves. The problem is, you have to use the beam at the end. So, really, you can only use specials at the beginning in order to give time for it to recharge for the beam. So, you can use specials a few times, you know. Ooh, wow, fancy moves you got there. And then you just gotta kind of kick and punch the monster while your meter refills. You can use specials to get them all the way down, but then you gotta kind of keep them down. So that's pretty annoying. That's usually what I end up doing, but not by choice, just because I suck. The problem is I suck at fighting games to begin with, and then this one is not very well made. As I said, it's stiff and unresponsive. The controls are really bad. They do function, there's no joy in pulling off the moves. Even throwing the monster, it looks cool, but it's just not as satisfying as it should be. So you beat the first monster. Good job, way to go. Continue, beat another one, and then another one, and then another one. I like the variety of enemies. It's kind of cool to face off against all the different monsters from the Ultraman series, or rather from the Ultraman series nobody watched. Anyway, despite the control issues, I was kind of giving this game the benefit of the doubt. I was kind of like, you know, this is kind of fun. It's got the idea, right? You're fighting monsters, and I'm not that picky. It's good enough. But then I died, and I went back to the first monster. Oh, okay. Well, it's like any other tournament fighter. Like Mortal Kombat, you fight your way to the top. If you don't make it, you restart. But that's literally all there is to this game. There's no multiplayer. There's no extra modes or adventure. You just go from monster to monster in the same order every time. So I'd like to be able to tell you guys that the Ultraman game is pretty good, and that everyone else is all wrong, and it's completely underrated, but that's not really true. And I'm not one to mindlessly bash games. I'll play basically anything, especially if it's got some name brand. I like slap Ultraman name on it, I'll play it. Multiplayer would be so perfect. Terrible controls aside, it'd be cool to be able to pick from all different monsters and play as them. But no, missed opportunity. Complete laziness on the part of the developers. Bottom line is it's the same game every time, which wouldn't be a problem if it was good, but it's not. It's lazy, it's sloppy, it's boring. there's not even that much to say about because it's so freaking pointless. You want a good kaiju game? Play this one, Godzilla Destroy All Monsters Melee for Nintendo GameCube. It's one of the best. It's awesome. It's got monsters, city destruction, and carnage out the wazoo. The only one better is Godzilla Save the Earth for Xbox. Man, talk about a good sequel. More monsters and Jet freaking Jaguar. Playable. Can't do any more than that, can you? Yeah, freaking pinnacle of giant monster combat. Of course, there's also this one, Godzilla Unleashed for Nintendo Wii. Well, actually, this one kind of sucks. Forget I said anything.
Ultraman, Ultraman, here he comes from the sky. Ultraman, Ultraman, watch our hero fly.
It's the same bland... Yeah.